I did it, guys. I've become the Mario Wonder, and I have some thoughts. I've always preferred 3D Mario over 2D Mario, but that doesn't mean I don't like 2D Mario. I've just found his 3D outings more fun. They've always felt more ambitious with their level design. Maybe it's because the new Super games are so formulaic, and we've been getting those for the past 17 years. The level design in those games are just kinda bland. Like, Rayman Legends is way better than anything Mario has done in 2D in the last 2 decades. Until now. Mario Bros. Wonder is the first 2D Mario game to have me saying, wow, that was such a smart level, as much as his 3D games. But it's not without its flaws. First off, there's no way to change controls per player to my knowledge. If you change the controls, it changes it for everybody. Personally, I'm a YB boy when it comes to running and jumping in Mario games, but some people use XA. The one time I played local co-op, 2 of us were B jump, but 1 of us were A jump, so he didn't get to use his preferred control method. If you're going to have a multiplayer game with different control styles, you need an option to change it per person. One thing that really bugged me is that save slots were per profile instead of having multiple slots for a profile. If I wanted to replay the game from the start, but didn't want to delete my save, I would have to use a different profile. And I won't be able to save it to the cloud because I'm not paying for an extra NSO account. It might be like that because of the online, but I'm not really sure. But I kind of hate how they handled the save files. I also hate how they made my boy Yoshi easy mode, because I want to play as Yoshi, but I want to be able to take damage. Lastly, I was kind of disappointed with the amount of post-game content in this. 3D World and Odyssey have gotten me accustomed to Mario games having like 30 special worlds, and then this game had 1. Unless something gets unlocked after I 100% what's available to me right now. It's kind of a shame that there's less content than I was expecting because this game is so fun. The controls are perfect. The characters feel so great to move, and I never felt like I was cheated out of anything. If I died, it was my fault. And the level design is the best I've ever seen in a 2D Mario. Nintendo is once again coming out and dropping peak level design and reminding everybody why Mario is as big as he is. There were so many fantastic mechanics that only show up in a small handful of levels. Each level I was so excited to see what delightful gimmick it would throw at me, mostly because of the Wonder Flowers. I was so ready for the game to get weird every single time I collected one, and some of the mechanics they add are amazing. Like, this is the most Kaizo coded official Mario game ever. It's definitely harder than the average 2D Mario, but I wouldn't say it reaches the heights of difficulty that Kaizo ROM hacks offer, although I do wish the final challenge level was harder, and that the Wonder Flowers were more difficult to find, but those things are easily the highlights of the game, so I can see why they made them more discoverable. The other highlight is the multiplayer. The removal of being able to interact with other players makes local multiplayer way more playable. It's possible to do tight platforming segments with 1 more person now, and you're not going to reach a point where you're not making progress in a level because nobody's tossing each other off of cliffs for the entire time. And the online, dude, is easily one of my favorite implementations of multiplayer ever. It's a lot like Journey, except you can revive other players that die, and you can communicate a little bit more. If you have the online enabled, in each level you're running through it with a bunch of random players, and you end up building a weird relationship with those ghosts, where you can't talk outside of doing an emote, but you're still trying to go through the level with them. Like, you help them when they die, you can drop power-ups for them, show them secrets only your character can see, which is the mechanic. When I first heard about it, I thought it was going to be more annoying than it actually was, because I kind of just hated the idea of not being able to see some blocks. And outside of a few levels where the express purpose of those levels was to have players help each other out, there's nothing really important in those blocks, so you're not missing out on much. I don't know, I just ended up trying to go through the levels at the same pace as all of these random players to finish at the same time. I really loved it. I loved it so much, in fact, I recommend playing with no more than 1 other person local so you can see other players. I don't think I can explain how much I loved this mechanic. Like, dude, this game is going to be a blast to play on Christmas Day because so many kids are going to be playing it, some of which may be playing their first ever 2D Mario game, and it's just going to be so fun helping them out. You can place little cardboard cutouts of yourself around the levels, and those can show up for other players in your stead. I placed one by one spot I kept dying on after I finally cleared it, and like for the next half an hour, I kept getting notifications saying that it saved somebody. I think this is how you do multiplayer in a platformer. I think it's better to have this, an online multiplayer system, system that lets you help out other players, instead of a local co-op system that just hinders everybody. It made this game so much more enjoyable. Oh, and all of the new power-ups are phenomenal. The elephant, the bubbles, the drill, they were all great. And the badge system, something I was initially wary about, turned out to be a lot of fun. With a few of them, I feel like they scratched the surface of what they could do with the level design surrounding those mechanics. And I found it really funny that this game has background walking and it does it really well, because I basically spent a whole video earlier this year saying how a very similar mechanic to that absolutely destroyed Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door's level design. Oh, and the new voice from Mario and Luigi did a great job. He sounds more youthful, which makes sense because he is younger than Charles Martinet. I think he did a really good job filling the role. Give it a bit and he's going to fit in perfectly. Super Mario Wonder is wonderful. I've been sitting on that one since this game got announced, and I am 100% the first person to say it. If you send me evidence proving someone else has said that exact same line, I will not believe you. After Mario Maker, I was always wondering... Ha! God, that was so stupid. How the hell Nintendo would manage to make 2D Mario feel special again? Because you would have to really go out there so you can't make these levels in Mario Maker. Keep in mind that those games were originally conceived as a tool to help Nintendo make more 2D Mario games. Because if we could just make these levels in Mario Maker, what's the point? And this game answers that question with flying colors. The levels are great. The multiplayer is perfect. I will most likely have this game 100%ed by the time I upload this video. Mario Wonder is pure fun, and as a result is a very solid 9 out of 10. 2D Mario has never been better than this, and I am so excited for his future 2D adventures. Do you agree? Think I'm an idiot? Comment down below. Dislike the video if you think Mario Wonder is the best Strand game, and subscribe for more bad content. Follow me on other platforms if you want. Take care, guys.